Hello, everybody, and welcome to another portion of Daily German. And this time we're starting out on a segment on the Ilias. I'm sorry, the Iliad, written by Homer, about the Greeks and about the Trojan War. So this should be quite interesting. On the screen, you see some of the gods and goddesses depicted already. So you have Hephaestus, Demeter. The third one across is Hestia. Fourth one is Artemis. The next one is Aphrodite, Dionysius, and Apollo there. And CJ is here with us today as our guest, and he's going to be reading the text out loud following my reading. And the idea is that you will repeat, read with him out loud as he repeats the sentences, and that way you get a sense of the flow of the language, the pronunciation, and a little bit of active understanding and feeling for the sense of the sentences. And then I'll ask him several questions to identify grammatical issues, to unpack the structure of the sentence. And as I ask him, try to think in your own mind what the answer would be. In this way, we're sort of working together in deconstructing the sentences and arriving at a point where we can translate the sentence correctly. Okay. All ready to go, CJ?
Yep,
This is one of your favorite subjects, isn't it?
I'm a classics major.
Okay. No answer, just given that answer. Uh, okay. Um, it's understood. Okay, so here we go. Let's read some out loud, and it's really great to hear this language. We're going to go today all the way down to here, and this should be a 9 or 10 minute exercise together with you. So I hope you enjoy the adventure. So here we go. Die Ilias schildert den Krieg der Griechen gegen die Stadt Troja. Everybody?
Die Ilias schildert den Krieg der Griechen gegen die Stadt Troja.
Good. So where's the main verb there?
Schildert.
So we start out by boxing the verb, and we then underline, so that means it represents, always supply a pronoun so you know whether it's singular or plural. And what's the subject?
Die Ilias.
The Ilias, or the Iliad. That's the way it's written in German. And direct object is obviously
Den Krieg.
den Krieg. So here's your direct object. So there's your core sentence, and everything else is built upon the core sentence, and it can never be found. Elements of the core sentence can never be found in prepositional phrases. Okay, so and then against is a preposition that takes the accusative, gegen die Stadt, against the city of, and then instead of saying of Troy using a word of, oftentimes just the proper noun will be placed after this noun, implying of Troy. Okay, you want to translate that sentence?
Sure. The Iliad depicts the war of the Greeks against the city of Troy.
Okay, bravo. Let's go on. Homer spricht am Anfang seiner Erzählung vom Unglück der Griechen. Everybody?
Homer spricht am Anfang seiner Erzählung von Unglück der Griechen.
Okay, and get this sharp A a little bit. Erzählung. Von seiner Erzählung vom Unglück. Good. Okay, so the verb here is where?
Spricht.
And it means, this is a verb, sprechen. Remember, strong verbs first of all, they'll change when they go from the present to the past. So it's sprechen, sprach, gesprochen. But they all have this characteristic in the second and third person singular of changing the vowel. So instead of ich spreche, then du sprichst, und spricht, he speaks, and then it reverts back to the vowel, the original vowel, wir sprechen, etc. Okay, so Homer speaks. I'll put it there. And here you have vom Unglück. I was looking for the direct object, but he speaks about the misfortune or the unfortunate situation of the Greeks. And then Anfang. What is this a contraction for, CJ? And everybody who's listening?
An plus dem.
An dem. Good. It means at the beginning. Now, if this were a feminine noun, how would you have to write this here?
Oh, an der.
Yeah, you couldn't put together an and der together, but you can put together an dem together into which resulting in Good. And here's the genitive phrase, seiner Erzählung, of his narration. Okay, you want to translate?
Sure.
And everybody else
Homer
can marvelously translate once you know all that, right? Go ahead.
Homer speaks at the beginning of his tale about the misfortune of the Greeks.
Good. Okay. Up to here, let's read the next one. Achilles, ihr größter Held, weigert sich in den Kampf zu ziehen. Everybody?
Achilles, ihr größter Held, weigert sich in den Kampf zu ziehen.
Where's the verb complex?
Weigert zu
Yeah.
ziehen.
But don't forget the reflexive,
Sich.
because that's always part of if it's a reflexive pronoun, it's part of the verb complex. So zu ziehen, this really means to draw, but in matters of warfare, it means to move, to make a move, to go into battle. So weigert, sich weigern is to hesitate or to refuse in this sense. So I think you may be taking it as refusing in this context. Okay. And then here, in den Kampf, what case is this? In den
That
Kampf.
would be accusative.
Good, good. Because Kampf is masculine, so it's in den Kampf, which you have to translate into the battle. If it were in the battle, like something happens in the battle, using the dative, it would just be im, im, or in dem Kampf. Okay, great. So translate that little simple sentence.
Achilles, their greatest hero, refuses to march into battle.
Good. And ear, actually, it's antecedent. We forgot to mention that is referring back to the Greeks. So Achilles there, i.e., the hero of the Greeks. Okay, so going on, wie ist from here, and I do try to erase some of the markings here so that it's a little clearer to read. Together, wie ist es zu dieser Situation gekommen? Go
Wie
ahead.
ist es zu dieser Situation gekommen?
I'm going to go on. Am Anfang des Trojanischen Krieges stand ein Streit unter den Göttern.
Am Anfang des Trojanischen Krieges stand ein Streit unter den Göttern.
Good. Okay. So first up, ist gekommen. You remember verbs of motion are conjugated with the verb to be, just like in French. If you say he has come, il est venu, as opposed to verbs that take a direct object, you translate with haben. So this is just the perfect tense. He, how has it come? And is happens to be here, the subject. Let's see. We'll include it. Just read that little sentence. It's very simple. CJ?
How has it come to this situation?
Good. Here's the verb of the next one, stand, which means it stood, or it also has the connotation of just more weakly. It existed or it was. Okay. Des Trojanischen Krieges. Here's the adjective ending with des with a masculine or neuter noun. And this Krieges is the indication of the genitive singular, es, because you can't just tack an s onto it after a g. You have to have an es. Okay. You want to do those two sentences, CJ?
Do you want to do the one, how has it happened again? Or
Uh,
just at Anfang?
Am Anfang.
Okay. At the beginning of the Trojan War, a struggle among the gods occurred or something.
Occurred or existed or that sort of thing. Yeah. when you asked, shall I read? How has it come to this situation? I was going to say, yeah. Read that again as a third
How
time.
has it come?
Great. Okay, so now there's a colon here, so this is going to explain what this struggle and battle is all about. Let's read this. Alle Göttinnen und Götter sind zu einer Hochzeit eingeladen. Everybody?
Alle Göttinnen und Götter sind zu einer Hochzeit eingeladen.
Nur nicht die Göttin des Streites.
Nur nicht die Göttin des Streites.
So verb complex is?
Sind eingeladen.
Okay. Now this is einladen is to invite, and it can take a direct object, so therefore it's conjugated normally with haben. But when you have a case, a verb like this, and it's conjugated with sin, this renders this still as a past participle, but it's serving as a predicate adjective. So you would say they are invited. So all the goddesses and gods are invited to this wedding. Literally high time. Everyone should have a high time at a wedding. To this wedding, but only not the goddess of the struggle or of the battle or fight of the fight or of the struggle. Okay, let's read on. I just did that instead of CJ because it was so simple. Sie kommt ungeladen und wirft einen goldenen Apfel in die festliche Runde. Everybody?
Sie kommt ungeladen und wirft einen goldenen Apfel in die festliche Runde.
So how is she coming? Or has she been invited or not?
Ungeladen.
Yeah. So this is actually serving as an adverb. She's coming in uninvitedly, you could say literally, but she was not invited, so she comes without being invited, you could say. And what does she do?
She throws a golden apple into the festive, circle
Yeah,
or
and
the company.
good. And here's a directional accusative. Into is the proper translation for that. And what about the gender of Apfel? How can you tell? It's an accusative.
That would be masculine.
Why?
The einen, the en ending.
That gives it away right here.
The
What would
masculine
this ending be if this were a neuter noun in the accusative?
Ein.
Ein. What about a feminine?
Eine.
Eine, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Just a little practice, throwing those things along the way, but nicely translated. Okay, let's go to the next one. Diesen Apfel soll die schönste unter den Gästen bekommen. Everybody?
Diesen Apfel soll die schönste unter den Gästen bekommen.
Where's the verb complex?
Soll bekommen.
Good, and that means
Should
with a pronoun?
Receive. She should receive.
She should receive, exactly. Now, when you see here, diesen Apfel, this is a clear sign of what case, CJ?
Decent. Accusative again.
Accusative, yeah. So this is the accusative case. So we don't want to. You have to always find the verb first, which you said. She should become, or he or she should become. And what's the subject?
Die schönste.
The superlative here, the most beautiful among the guests should receive, and then the direct object is diesen Apfel. So the reason the author puts this in the first position is wanting to emphasize it and highlight it more than any other elements in the sentence. The author, whoever the author is, could have placed it elsewhere in the sentence. Okay, and notice also when you have a dative or accusative in the very beginning of the sentence or a prepositional phrase, then the verb and the subject are reversed. So soul comes in the second position and the subject comes in the following the verb. Okay, let's read on. And we're going all the way down to right down to here, just a couple more lines. So here we go. Hera, die Gattin des Zeus, Athena, die Gottin der Weisheit, und Aphrodite, die Gottin der Liebe, etc. Go on.
Hera, die Gattin des Zeus. Or should I say Zeus? Is that weird? I feel like they would.
It would be Zeus in German. Zeus.
Deus. Athene, die Gottin der Weisheit, und Aphrodite, die Gottin der Liebe.
Beginnen einen heftigen Streit den Apfel.
Beginnen einen heftigen Streit den Apfel.
Okay, so these are fairly straightforward. Just a list of all these people. This is the subject. And then where's the verb?
Beginnen.
And how do you translate that?
They begin.
They begin. Good. Always include a personal pronoun, so you're indicating to yourself that you're looking for a singular or a plural subject, because the subject of the nominative could be anywhere in the sentence in German. And the direct object is, they begin,
Einen heftigen Streit.
yeah, a
A strife.
vehement struggle. And then was can have several connotations: around the apple, with regard to the apple, for the apple. Any one of those works. You want to do the whole thing?
Sure. Hera, the wife of Zeus, Athena, the goddess of wisdom, and Aphrodite, the goddess of love, begin a violent struggle over the apple.
That's even better. It's even the best of. I didn't even include over, and that trumps all the other three suggestions that I had. Okay, so we're going right down to. Well, we've actually finished. Let's see, 1 second here. Yeah, we finished the first section, so this is the end of this segment. Thanks so much for attending, and please tune in next time, and we'll continue tomorrow or the next day with the next segment about the description of the Iliad. Okay, thanks so much, and take care. Bye-bye.